Since you got the mic, how often have you actually had a situation where like your phone's rang or someone's like Marjorie's called up and been like, dinner's ready or something, and it's actually completely avoided it?
I don't have those issues because I come up to my wife and I'm like, babe, I'm gonna record, so listen here. Don't you dare.
Sounds like your neighborhood's rubbing off on you there.
If my wife listens to this, she's gonna laugh so hard. I don't do that for real, but yeah, I do tell her, I'm like, all right, babe, I'm gonna record, so try to,
I would have so many questions for her. I'd be like, what's the most intimidating you've ever seen Matt be?
Oh God.
And I wonder what she'd come out with. I'd be like, what's the softest you've ever seen Matt be?
Oh,
what was the most embarrassing moment that you've been with Matt in a public place?
What is up, guys, and welcome to the VisualWood podcast, episode number 56. And I'm here with the beautiful, the elegant wooden potatoes. Oh, I said it twice this time.
Are we talking about it being late or not? Is that too weird?
Oh, wait. So this is what happened. Wooden potatoes decides
all
to
Matt's
get
fault.
drunk, right? And forgets that VisualWood existed.
Yeah.
It's like, VisualWood, whatever. And yeah. So after I chained him up to his desk, put the
I don't even have it really got quite frosty for a second there, didn't it?
What do you mean?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think we had our first like little lovers spat right there.
So I was a little irritated at him because he was like, what do you mean you forgot? Like, what do you mean? Like I'm like totally putting, I'm totally like, you're busy with your family? Who cares? It's all about VisualWood. It's all about YouTube.
Be honest with me. On Friday, what were you doing? There has to have been a part of you on Friday that was like, all right, never mind.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. There we go. So we're a little bit.
I was gonna tell you Saturday.
Oh,
because Saturday I was free. Yeah, Saturday
Friday
I was free.
Boxing Day. Yeah.
And then you disappeared, and you were like, "Oh, I'm drunk," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Actually, this works out for me.
on that day, I went to the theater, everyone, and it was amazing. I wanted to ask you, Matt. I don't know how we segued into this already, but I wanted to ask you, when was the last time you went to the theater?
Ooh, years.
What did you see? And do you think you're a theater person?
I saw something on ice.
Something on ice.
I think it was A Christmas Story on ice.
Does that count? What? So you're in like an ice rink?
I guess it's not necessarily a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Did you never go to the theater with like your school?
No.
What? No. We used to go on yearly trips to like. Do you know? And you don't. Was it you I was talking to that you didn't know what a pantomime was?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's like we used to go with my school on yearly trips. So it's like a theater play where they do stuff like Disney shows. Like, so I went to see. Wait, what did I see?
Cinderella.
I went to see Cinderella. Yeah. I went to see Cinderella. But there'll be stuff like Peter Pan and stuff, and there's like all these like quirky little things about it. Like if the hero is usually a boy, like if you were to see Aladdin, I think this is the way it works. If you were to see Aladdin's a guy, right? Or Peter Pan or whatever. But if you see it at the pantomime, the main character is always played by a girl. Even though the story totally treats it as though they were still a guy.
Why is that? I mean, I've seen that many times, but I never knew that's what exactly it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's like a thing. I don't know either, really. And thinking back, I'm not really sure how it treats like the relationships and stuff, because they don't like gender swap the love interest. So I guess you usually see sort of like, I don't want to say gay relationships at the pantomime. That's not true, is it? That's kind of weird. I don't know. Cinderella didn't really have that as much as I remember. I was really wasted when I was watching Cinderella, so I can't remember too much.
Oh my gosh, you're putting a good image for one.
No, it's awesome, dude. Anyway, look, the point is, I haven't been to the theater.
Cinderella's better when you're drunk.
Well, it was amazing, dude. They had there were these two guys. So like the ugly sisters in Cinderella were being played by dudes, and one of them was like this huge guy, and they had him in like all these really skimpy clothes and his shaven legs, and you could tell like the guy probably works out, but he's like walking around in these dainty heels and stuff. Oh, it was so hilarious. Way less salacious than it probably sounds. It was really good. And so anyway, my point is like I never really thought I gave a damn about the theater. But there's something about being in a huge room. There must have been 2,000 to 3,000 people in the place where I was watching. We were up on like one of the balconies, and you see all the lovely backdrops and stuff, and all the costumes. And like as an adult, I don't know, it's kind of weird. As a kid, like I would go to the theatre and I'd be like, oh yeah, this is just the theatre, this is just the way it is, you know, like, you'd go see something at the West End and you'd have these really amazing productions, but you'd just be like, yeah, there's a lot of money there, whatever, it just happens. But now, I'm like looking at it as an adult, and I'm like, god damn, so someone had to paint that background, someone had to, you know, craft all of these little props and stuff, and I was like blown away by all of it, and it was, I feel like there's like a part of me that's like, yeah, I should get into theatre, that should be like a cultural thing about me, I should be like a theatre guy. But that maybe that's not a good look.
How grand is it? Is it really nice looking? I mean, we have a theater down the street where I used to live. Yeah. That would have a bunch of plays and stuff like that, like Tyler Perry plays. You ever heard of Tyler Perry's movies?
Tyler Perry. Oh, I think so. Maybe
you have to like
secretly
Medea,
googling
he
right now
up as a woman. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. They used to be really good, and then they kind of went downhill. But he used to do plays, and that's how he got started out. And a couple of them came to the theater, but I just never went to go see it. I just don't feel like paying like almost $100 to go sit in the theater and watch that. Yeah, it's expensive.
That sounds more expensive than it has to be. That's like 60 quid for a single ticket. That can't be true. Maybe for two people, 60 quid.
How much is the ticket?
I paid for my ticket. It was about £24 for my seat, and we went with 12 people, I think, something like that. There were about 12 of us that went. We filled up like one of the rows. Oh, it was so good. And yeah, it's kind of expensive. You don't have to do it every weekend though. Like it can be like a, you know, like once a quarter kind of thing. Do you reckon your wife would like to go out to the theatre? Because you still go out on dates and stuff, right? You're one of these couples that tries to keep the magic in the relationship, in the marriage. Tries to, you know, have that
that's
go
something
on.
She likes. For me, I would sit home and play games and do a bunch of inside stuff all day long.
Oh, you're such a romantic.
Yeah, I have no, like, I have no desire to go out, like, unless it's like this big thing, like it's a good movie or there's a tournament or I don't know, something that's
Beyblade tournament.
Yeah, I don't have to, you know, but like she likes to go out, so I make sure I make a habit of going out. It's just one of those things you have to do when you get married. You just kind of have to compromise. Even though I don't care, I know she cares, so I go out. So we'll go out to different restaurants to try out different restaurants. I'm pretty sure she'll like the theater as well.
Yeah, I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. Surprise her with a trip to the theater.
She's been wanting to go to this movie theater it's kind of like a mix of the two, where or there's one that's a theater where you can sit down and eat as well. So food and theater at the same time. Yeah, go ahead.
After the audio adventure, which we'll get a little bit later, I kept recording for no real reason. Like, the audio adventure I've got for you is like 20 seconds long or something. But I recorded for about 15 minutes. I was in like this long-ass conversation with my grandmother. You know, 'tis the season. And she was talking about like all her old experiences of going to the cinema and how people used to actually play the music while the curtains would come up and all this kind of crazy stuff. And I'm like, man.
Does she sound like a grandmother or does she sound like a UK grandmother?
She sounds like a UK grandmother.
Oh, absolutely. That's great. You gotta let me hear that.
I still got it. It's like I was saying, I've still got it on my phone actually.
Oh, back in my day.
When I went to that funeral a couple of weeks ago, I did a recording. Did we talk about this? I did a recording for some people who were overseas, and so they didn't have to hire professionals or whatever. And my nan caught herself on that recording, and she was like totally shocked. She had no idea what her voice sounded like. It was like one of the most adorable things I've ever seen. But yeah, it's not like, oh, hello, dearie, this is grandmother. Come on, it's more like. It's very London. No, I'm not gonna talk mean about my nan. Let's moving on.
So, I guess that's what you've been doing this past week.
Well, yeah, that and various Christmassy things. It's funny because, you know, we called the last episode the Christmas podcast. Doesn't this feel a lot more like the Christmas podcast?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Well, I guess it's the aftermath of Christmas podcast.
Yeah, well, we've been doing a whole bunch of stuff. Like, so for me, it's been lots of family, lots of sort of big gatherings, going out a fair bit, alcohol, present giving on the morning, eating a lot, that kind of stuff, right? Why do I get the impression of your Christmas being like just sort of you and your wife hanging around at home? And I don't mean that in a bad way, but is that something close to the reality?
No. Crap. All right. I remember what we did.
Oh, dude. Wow. It's only a couple of days.
So we were doing a bunch of house stuff, not on Christmas, but leading up towards it. And we went out to go to the movies and we ate out. Like, so we went out the whole day because there was nothing around us that was happening.
Okay, fair enough.
My best friend, we used to go to his house, but they weren't really doing anything for Christmas, so we're like, oh, okay.
Wait, you told me about that. That's a tradition, isn't it?
Yeah, well, for Thanksgiving it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually they didn't really do much craziness for Christmas. Just Christmas.
Wow. But what about baby Jesus?
Baby Jesus.
Did you go to mass?
Image in my mind.
Oh, dude, I have a serious question. Have you ever been to mass?
No.
I wish I'd gone to mass at some point. I talked to you about the churches and stuff we have here. I seriously, purely for the curiosity of it and the culture of it and the intrigue of it. Man, it'd be kind of lame, I guess, having to stay up all night. But dude, not interested.
I like to enjoy my Christmas.
I
wouldn't enjoy my Christmas.
Oh,
I mean, obviously I go to church, but like I'm not into that. I'm not into going.
Not just the once.
I used to go to early Christmas service back when I was a kid.
But what's early Christmas service? How's that different from going to mass?
I guess it's the same. I guess I don't know what they do in mass. Is that a Jewish custom? What custom?
No. It's a Catholic thing, isn't it? It's a Protestant thing as well. I think it's Protestant as well.
Yeah, I've never been.
It's just Catholic. New Year's Eve. You go there again. Most of my knowledge from this comes from a TV show called The Vicar of Dibley. Any British people out there will know what I'm talking about. It's like you go there at midnight, right? And you go to church and you listen to the pastor or whatever, and I guess you drink wine. Don't you always drink wine at church? Isn't that the thing?
No.
And you sing hymns, and
children are there. We don't drink wine at church.
Oh, maybe not in the States, but here in Europe, with places like France, we let our 3-year-olds get drunk on wine every Sunday for dinner.
Church is loosely over there.
Whoa.
So, I went to go see The Hobbit, which I guess we'll talk about in a second.
Was this your Christmas Day? That was on Christmas Day you did that?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
So we found a place. We went really far to somewhere we haven't been, and everything was closed. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
But
come on, man. Don't be a Scrooge. It's Christmas. We want to go home with our families. Everyone looks so miserable working Christmas Day.
I went to the theater, regular movie theater, and there was a little arcade section, and I tweeted this picture out. So I go up to the arcade, and I saw Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I was like, yeah, and I put $1 in and got a few tokens, and I just didn't realize that the screen was acting a little weird, and I just put my quarters in because I was so excited, and then I looked at the screen, and it was just all green.
What?
Like imagine in an editing program putting how a screen is supposed to look like, right? The gameplay is supposed to look like on like 20% fade opacity, and so you could barely see it, but then you see this
like slightly ghosted
green static, TV static all over it.
What? So you just wasted your money?
Yeah. It was 50 cents, so it's not that serious, but still, though,
dude,
50 cents I would never get back. I tried to win with like trying to see just a little bit of my character, but I couldn't do it.
So let me ask you, why didn't you go complain to the lovely people on Christmas Day about their terrible service and how this machine stole your money and you want a refund?
I was just not in the mood. I was just not in the mood to be that one guy saying, "Oh, I just spent 50 cents on this machine and you need to go fix it or whatever."
On Christmas Day, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't understand why didn't they have the out of order, tape to the front.
Wow, that sucks, dude. I thought you were going to give me a story. I honestly, I thought it was going to go like this. I put the money in, and I don't know, the screen was being kind of weird, but I just couldn't do very well. I couldn't get off of like the first stage or whatever. Like, I just couldn't do it. And you were just like finding an excuse for having lost all your skills.
I've beat Marvel vs. Capcom 2 too many times as a kid, even though it was on a Dreamcast controller. I guess I've kind of gotten used to that. But
did you ever play like an old big arcade cabinet game, a Simpsons game where it was like a beat 'em up?
Of course. Yes.
Dude, that was so amazing. I went to like a summer camp.
Though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you never finished it?
No.
It's okay. That game was really hard, as far as I remember, like impossibly hard.
You can spend a good $10 trying to beat that game.
Oh,
good
dude.
$10 if you're not careful. Especially if you have some other this is the proper way to win at those type of games. You make sure that some idiot just that comes to put in a quarter every once in a while. Just want to spend a dollar on the machine. They put in their quarter, and you let them take all the hits. And you go in and you strategize to make sure that you don't get hit too many times. You get all the power ups, you get all the health drops, everything. You just keep hitting, and
that's pretty dog eat dog, dude. That's pretty dog eat dog.
Yeah, and guess what? Always at the end of the game, you're always there by yourself with a couple quarters left, because you're on a budget, or you don't have time to put an extra $5 bill into that coin machine, and you're there by yourself. Or your friend
no one
is
can hold it
playing
for you.
something else, or you don't trust your friend quite a bit. You're like, should I give him $5 to get me the quarters? Would he, steal a couple quarters, or,
Wow, what?
Dude, this is back in the day. This is when I was young. Okay, people used to
and
steal
you didn't
stuff
trust
from me
your friend
all the time in school, man. Like
what?
my phone has been stolen twice. My Pokemon Red version has been stolen before. Oh my gosh, right in front of my eyes.
Did anyone ever steal how in front of your eyes? How?
Oh, let me see it. Boom, swipe. They did the swipe thing where they take it, put it behind their back, and then they run. Like they split ways.
It's like a known technique. What?
Yes, dude. And I was
dude,
just
you sound like you bullied now.
I never trusted another person again after that.
Even close friends?
No. When I got to high school, I got close friends, and then
all right. Be honest. Would you trust me not to pull the old swipe on a few of your quarters? Steal a few of your guys?
Well, first of all, I mean, you're on YouTube, so I can just talk smack,
Oh, snap! So my reputation's at stake, right?
Yes.
I can't.
You wouldn't, stake your reputation on this. You wouldn't stake
on a couple of quarters
on this, even though, as I learned, you don't really care.
Oh my god.
But anyways, I did get a chance. Last week we did talk about Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen. I did get a chance to actually play.
Right, this was the conversation we had at the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the first review copy I've ever gotten.
Oh, congratulations! Oh, there's so much to catch up on.
Within 2 seconds, too. I was like, oh, can I get a review copy for Elite Dangerous? Boom, next day.
What was this? Just a random email you sent out? You're like,
I sent out to the PR guy. And he was like, oh, yeah, I like your personality. I love your channel, man. Here you go. And I was like, whoa, is it that easy? Is it that easy,
awesome.
really? And so I got a copy, and I've been playing quite a bit. I haven't got a chance because I had to finish the Naughty Bear video, which, oh my gosh. Naughty Bear.
You know you can't be mean about this game now, by the way.
Huh?
You know you can't be mean about this game now, by the way.
Why?
Because it's your first review copy. Come on.
Oh,
this was
please.
a nice guy.
No,
Someone did you a solid.
I'm gonna be exactly how I feel about the game. I don't know. People do have this whole thing. No, people get review copies all the time. What do you mean, Total Biscuit? Everyone gets review copies.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Look, this guy did you a solid. You've got to do him a solid now and say it's an amazing game.
I was already hyped about being in the space sim. Okay, so maybe this might push me over the edge. Probably not.
Did you tell him you wanted an avatar?
In the game, I'm gonna say it's bad. Because I tend to be a little bit too honest. I remember these a couple guys are getting to know me because I don't know. I don't really socialize too much to the point that oh, come over to my house. I'm very private-ish sometimes.
Okay.
Except
right.
I have to have a few conversations with you. I don't just invite random people to the house,
I would say you're very sociable. Maybe when it comes to IRL, inviting people over and stuff, you're not. Maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's like, oh, come in my house. I don't know you very much. I don't know if you're going to mess up my carpet, when you come in. I don't
Is
know
that some
if
of the
I
house
can
stuff
tell
you were doing before
brother,
Christmas?
Take off your shoes, homie.
Are you?
I have to be able to be like that. You have to be able to take Matthew as Matthew when you come into my house.
So that's not normal for Americans, though, is it? Am I wrong?
What? To take off your shoes?
Taking off shoes indoors, yeah. It's totally normal here, but I remember everyone's like, oh, it's a Japanese thing. Oh, it's so foreign, usually.
Well, it depends on which house you're going to,
Wow, what are you trying to say? Would your neighbors ask you to take their shoes off, for example?
I mean, if they have all hardwood floors and stuff like that, they might not ask you to take off your shoes or whatever. But most of the time, no, not many people say take off your shoes.
Really? That's weird.
It depends on the person. Yeah, it depends on the person. Definitely.
Dude, that's just totally normal. That's really rude if you walk into someone's house with shoes on. Really rude. You could have walked in anything.
So
dog poo?
You US guys, when you go to the UK, make sure that you take a good pair of socks that don't have holes in them, because you will be taking off your shoes.
If you have foot odor and you're at my place,
right,
you can leave your shoes on. Don't worry about it. I'd rather have, a bit of mud on the carpet than some awful stank that I have to put up with. You can't quite settle in the nose.
You're
somehow.
Playing Halo and he puts his feet up and it's just like, oh.
Dude.
Oh,
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Oh, we've been there. But when I was young in middle school, we had this guy. His name was Pookie, and he just
wait. Is that a real name or a nickname?
Yeah? Well, I think it's
is that
his
like
nickname.
a ghetto name?
His nickname.
You think? What does that mean? What does that
Pookie.
Mean?
I mean, come on, we in the hood. I'm talking about back in the day. We in the hood, so
okay.
They be naming their kids all type of stuff, Paquisha and Shamiqua and all that type of stuff. That stuff
all
is
the
real.
Paquishas listening right now, we apologize. It's a beautiful name, and it doesn't mean anything about you.
I'm just a hater. But Pookie,
okay, yeah, Pookie.
He didn't smell too good, but he was the type of guy, he his house didn't smell too good either, dude. Like, don't you know when someone opens the door for the first time and you smell this
what?
Get hit with it in your face, and
dude.
then it's kind of dark in there and you see a lot of stuff on the floor. You kind of I don't want to go in. I'll wait for you out here, Pookie.
I don't know whether I've ever actually. This is gonna sound weird, but don't you think everyone's house has like a smell, like a a really, and sometimes you can smell it on that person's clothes too. And I'm sure if you fall in love with someone, it's like, oh, that's the smell of my darling or whatever. But everyone's got their own smell. But I've never been to a place where it's some awful heaving mess that you just don't want anything to do with. What kind of people are these?
Well, see, you're in the UK. Everyone's proper, right?
Yeah, I'm totally not looking at a guy kick
tea.
a car out of my window right now.
Amazing.
It's okay because he has a cup of tea in his hand right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, is he looking at you? Is he staring at you?
Because people
I
can
just
see me.
imagine some guy that always comes out there, that big guy that we saw, because you sent me your address and I looked it up on Google Maps and I saw that guy, that big guy. I can just imagine him coming out with some tea. He's out in his boxes and he puts his hand down his pants to scratch.
He's the kind of guy that you'd expect to be like a builder, and he'd have a sausage sandwich for breakfast or something, right?
Sausage sandwich.
Yeah. It would be like a grilled sausage sandwich, bit of ketchup in there, bit of mustard maybe, tiny bit of English mustard.
So hold on. When you do a sausage sandwich. Yeah. When I've done that way back. What
do you mean way back? What? This is a totally normal meal. Sausage sandwich. Not for me.
I don't really eat sausage anymore. But we used to split it down the middle, and then have it flat so it won't move around in the bread. Is that what you do, or do you have the sausage whole in there?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, no. Here's what you do: you get the 2 slices of bread. You get 2 sausages for each sandwich, and then you're gonna cut each sausage lengthways, along its side, basically the whole way, so you can split it in half, and then you fold it, and then it basically it doubles its width, and then you put that over one half of the bread. Right. Then you do it the other, and then you've basically got 4 long way half bits of sausage. Then you drizzle a little bit of ketchup over there, put the next bit of bread on top, and now here's the important bit, okay? You're going to cut the whole sandwich in half. And what you want to do is you want to cut it in half so that the sausages underneath are cut down their middle now instead of cut along the seam. And that way, when you cut them down the middle, while you're holding the sandwich in your hand, the complete sandwich, the whole sausages aren't just going to start falling out because they've been cut in a certain way, and you get that full meaty bite each time and no risk of stuff falling out, except maybe a little bit of ketchup. There you go. You want a cooking show from Wood and Potatoes? That is the kind of stuff you would be getting.
Right. Life hacks for how to eat.
Sausage sandwiches. Yeah, man. Oh, sausage sandwiches are so good.
Let it be
Even
heard.
you can have them cold too.
When Potatoes likes his sausage.
So
Elite Dangerous.
Wait.
We were talking about like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, okay.
Elite Dangerous.
I had another weird question for you there, but we'll leave it, I guess. Go ahead.
What weird question?
All right. I'm going to say when, because I reckon you will. All right. When you have kids, okay? Right. What are you going to put in their packed lunches? Because my favorite sandwich to ever have in a packed lunch was a cold sausage sandwich.
Ooh, cold sausage.
Delicious, my friend. But now I'm wondering, because you're like healthy and stuff. What would you put?
Well, there'll definitely be a fruit in there.
Would there be fruit? What kind of fruit? Apple?
I don't know. It depends on what he likes. For me, like apple gets stuck in my teeth and that annoys the hell out of me.
What if he only likes cheeseburgers?
Get some White Castle cheeseburgers.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
White Castle has these like really, really miniature cheeseburgers. Like imagine
like a
cheeseburger but very
cheeseburger?
small.
Ooh, that sounds kind of horrible, actually. That sounds like it's going to be more bread than anything else.
It is more bread than anything else, actually. It's like this little thin sausage patty.
Oh, I'm looking at it now. That looks horrible, Matt. That actually looks horrible.
Hey, what do you expect? This is the U.S., man. We get what we can get. We just have McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King on every corner. We don't you have to search for these mom and pop places.
Oh, it's okay. I can see a double.
Different in certain states, obviously. Certain states have different mom and pop places, which good hole in the wall with some really good food. Oh yeah.
Okay. So a White Castle cheeseburger. This would be in your kids' packed lunch?
No. I don't know actually. I was thinking the first thing that come to mind if he does eat sandwiches, it would be like a peanut butter and jelly or cookie butter.
Cookie butter. Oh my god, yeah, the cookie butter thing.
The cookie butter sandwich.
We really should have got each other gifts this year. I honestly, I'm being genuinely serious here.
We can still do it. We can send each other stuff. I mean,
all right. Well, I'm just saying, I want cookie butter.
Address.
Okay,
yeah.
I want cookie butter. I didn't even have your old address. You have more about me than I have about you at this point. You realize that, right?
Lee, I tell you about my real life all the time. I don't hear anything about your personal life.
Oh, okay. I knew it was going to go here. Before the podcast, we were talking about stuff, and I was like, all right, we're not going there. And then here we are, moving on.
We're not going there. You're putting a point on it now. See, now it's going to be noticeable.
Okay, all right, moving on. Whose benefit is this for? What are we talking about?
My friend let me hold Star Citizen as well, but it keeps crashing on me. So I can't play it. So I can't really say what I think about Star Citizen. But from the videos I see, I didn't know there was so much footage about Star Citizen. So I was watching some Star Citizen, and it's like totally two different games from Elite Dangerous. Like Star Citizen is more of like a fast action game. And
wait, this is because last week you were saying they were very similar to me, right? And now you're saying actually, oh, hold on, they're quite different.
Yeah, they're quite different. Yeah.
Okay.
I similar in it's a space sim. They're both space sims. So, people are gonna play one of these, obviously, who are very interested in space sim. And I've been wanting to dive into a space sim for a while. I've always been intrigued to get a nice Hatas or Hotaz. Or,
what the hell is that?
Hot
what?
Ass. I don't know. However you want to spell it. Hotas.
Okay, what does that mean? What is that?
Hand and throttle. No.
Oh, are you talking about like a friggin' thing you can sit in?
No. It's just a joystick and a throttle.
Okay, Google imaging HOTASS is not
hands on throttle and stick. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's just the flight simulators, what people use for that. And these things are expensive. I've been wanting to get one, but I'm broke.
We just agreed a couple of minutes ago to buy Christmas presents for each other. Is this you hinting already? Is this what's going on right now?
No. I'm gonna get you the cookie butter. But I'm not going to spend $400 for an actual good joystick.
Look, I'll get you a $400 joystick, and you get me $400 worth of cookie butter.
I'll totally be down for that.
You would be down for that. Do you know how much that would cost to post and pack?
Yeah, that would be ridiculous. The weight of that package would be
just a plane.
insane.
It's just a plane of cookie butter.
People open the box like, what is this? Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll open every cookie butter package and put some flour in these little packages and push it into the cookie butter.
Ooh,
so when people do the X-ray thing, they see like these little packages with white powder in it.
Wow. I had no idea where you were going there, and then that's what. Wow. I mean, do you have some smuggling stories? I mean, we've got some.
No. We're not talking about the old days. I spent all that money on
on your wedding. Sorry. Yeah, that's yeah. What. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing Elite Dangerous with a 360 pad, which actually works pretty well if you map it correctly. Okay. And it's been pretty great. Like some people use mouse and keyboard, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. No, I didn't like it at all. So I did order a joystick that was actually pretty decent. Like it has the accuracy, but I heard that it doesn't feel comfortable. But I don't think I really care about that. I have big hands. I should be fine.
Joystick seems so old school to me. Like I remember my father playing with them, like with magic carpet and stuff. But I've never. I mean, I've got a joystick. It's old as all hell. It probably doesn't even connect to my PC anymore. It was probably before the time of USB. But
PS2 connection.
Yeah, right. Like I don't know. It just seems so weird. But you really want to use that for this game?
It's weird. See, the reason why it seems so old because no one has been buying these things. Like only a select few, and there's not many people who are just like, oh, I play flight simulators and stuff like that. Like, there's not like I'm pretty sure it's a niche market. It's not like a
absolutely.
Big, it's not.
And here's the other question. Here's my other question with like joysticks, like right, like let's say it's 2002. Okay, fast forward. Whoop, 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 now it's 2015. What exactly have people innovated on with joysticks that makes future purchases so great? Like, well, I mean,
and
it's
that's
a joystick.
The thing. And that's the thing, though. Since people weren't really into it at the time, there's no like good ones.
You think it's
there.
Stagnated?
Yeah, there's no good ones out there. No one wanted. There was no money in it, so that like all the joysticks have been made in 2004, in 2005, and there's some new ones. That
really,
are coming
is that
out
really
since
the same?
Star Citizen, right? And even the makers are like, oh, you can use this for Star Citizen on their like official videos.
Really?
Yeah, and it's even on the old joystick. They like updated their page. Like you can use it on Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous. Because
that's pretty cool,
dude. Let me tell you, Elite Dangerous. I'm pretty sure it's sold really well because all the joysticks are sold out. All of them, dude. Like
you said, you managed to order one eventually, though, right?
Yeah, I found one just before it sold out. It's coming to me tomorrow. I tend to research a lot before I purchase something for the channel, anything, and especially big purchases like my camera and stuff. The
microphone, great example. Yeah, you did a lot of research.
I researched for like months before I bought this thing, and I researched and I wanted something that was cheap but was also very accurate, and I didn't want to get something that was going to break easily. And I wanted something that didn't have much of a dead zone. I want to be extremely.
Are you going to say what you got? Like,
yeah. I got a Thrustmaster T16000M. It has like the same technology as the one that's $400, which is the one I want. I want to get not the Rhino, the Warthog. It's
what
all
if you
metal.
use this though? What if you use this though and realize this isn't for me?
I'll just return it then.
Oh yeah, you return stuff constantly, man.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I return stuff if I don't like it. No, I don't play. I don't waste money. I don't waste money at all. If I don't like it, I'll go back to my 360 controller. If it's not because what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna have a throttle. I'm just gonna have the joystick. I'm gonna use my keyboard for my left hand and then the joystick in my right hand. And I just looked at
the Warthog. The Warthog looks ridiculous,
dude. It's a replica. It's ridiculous. All full metal, and there's not many sticks out there. That's probably the only stick that's fully metal. The only stick, man. And so
it looks like some kind of ridiculous, complicated control board kind of thing. You know, you were telling me about when you were moving in, and those guys were like looking at you setting up your studio or whatever, and they're like, "Whoa, it looks like this guy's got a lot of money or whatever."
Yeah.
I imagine you'd have stuff like this in there, like the Warg, and it's a game controller, but they look at it and they're like, "Whoa, look at these fascinating circuit boards and things for all this professional recording and stuff." And really,
right.
it's just
a damn.
I mean, this looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, you're getting what you paid for. Hopefully, I've been hearing bad stuff for like the service for Thrustmaster, so it got me on the fence a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna buy this. You know, it's only $44 compared to like $200 for like a throttle, like a good one. Or there's another one that a lot of people get is the X52, which is also sold out. But I didn't want to spend 200 something. Not what was like 150, 120 in some places. I didn't want to spend $120 for something that was gonna break on me and stuff.
And then there'd be terrible service.
Right, terrible service. Because the reviews are just like, people are like, don't get the stick, don't get the stick. So I wanted to step just a little bit in before I spend so much money later on. Because I'm going to save up and try to get me something really good.
You really think you're going to go for that as well then?
I don't know if I'll go for the Warthog. See, the thing is, I'm waiting. So because Space Sins are coming back now, people are actually buying these things. People are going to make sticks now again.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier, I bet you can find some small Kickstarters out there right now that are already saying, here, look, the time of the gaming joystick is back or whatever, alternate input methods. I know already myself that following the Oculus community, there's a huge boom on places like Kickstarter with all these kind of crazy new ways that people want you to be able to interface with your PC. And yeah, I mean, if this genre is coming back in a big way, there's going to be people out there who want funding to make their weird peripherals, right?
Dude, Oculus Rift is perfect for this game, for any space sim.
Yeah.
Reason why? Imagine you have a throttle, and a joystick. Have the Oculus Rift on, and you're playing the game. You can move around, and
you're in the cockpit.
In your cockpit, because this is made like it's made for stuff like this. You don't have to run, you don't have to walk, nothing. You're in a cockpit.
Yeah, you know, one of the first like insane demos I ever played for my Oculus that really sold me in a big way was this demo where you're in a spaceship. This is quite an old one on the scene now, so some people might remember it. But you're in a spaceship, and it's not even a game really. It's like informational. It's supposed to teach you about the solar system, right? So you start off looking at the moon or Earth or whatever in your spaceship, and it starts flying around. You don't even have complete control about it flying around. You have complete control of where you're looking. But imagine you're in this small spaceship with like a big glass dome where you can just look around wherever you like, and you're flying around these different planets, and you're getting a sense in full 3D, true 3D, the scale of, you know, how enormous Jupiter is compared to Earth, and then how enormous the sun is, and all this kind of stuff, right? But the reason why that was so immersive, and some of the other games as well, like where you're in like the car games, the reason they work so well is because you're sat down in the VR environment, and what are you doing in real life? You're sat in your chair as well, right? Like you're doing the exact same thing. So I know exactly what you mean. It's a different experience when you're walking around and stuff. That's where you get motion sickness and stuff a lot more. But yeah, I can see that. If that's really the perspective, if there's like a first person cockpit perspective throughout most of the game.
Doesn't
it have a lot of menus and stuff though?
Yeah. I've seen people. Yeah, the menus are all rendered in 3D and everything, so you can look around with the menu up and everything.
Okay.
It's great. I saw it and I watched it because when you turn to the left and to the right, you can little menus pop up for like the galaxy map and where you want to go, and contacting the radio station. Not the radio station. Contact the space station to dock and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. So I wanted. I obviously gonna get Oculus Rift when it actually comes out. The consumer product, but I also was looking at head tracking, and there's a head tracking that's like $150, and I'm like, what? I don't want to spend $150 for this. And I watched a video of this guy that I know, XP Gamers, right? And he did the head tracking for that, and it just works perfectly. Like you could see as soon as you turn your head to the menu pops up. Like it's all configured for head tracking already. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna. I can't spend $150. So I looked up a program called OpenTrack, where basically
I've used OpenTrack.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, so you use it for Oculus Rift?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So I got my old phone, connected to my wireless, and I configured it to make it like use my head for head tracking. I like connected it to my top of my headphones.
So you're still sat at the computer looking at the monitor,
right?
Mouse and keyboard, but by moving your head IRL, it's like moving your mouse for mouse look. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So head tracking, so it uses my phone to move like my head.
And did you have it like strapped to your forehead? Did you say your phone on your forehead?
Yeah, I had it strapped to my headphones.
Oh, this is so ghetto. Okay,
yeah,
I like
it. It is.
I like it.
And it worked. It worked pretty well for what it is. For like just free. It's a free product. You know, you just have a phone. Boom. And it just, oh my gosh, it feels so good. I showed it to my wife, and my wife is like, "This is cool." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. This is really cool." And I feel like, okay, for $150 for the head tracking, and it's the Oculus Rift DK2, it's like $350. Like I just don't see me buying.
Well, you realize you don't need separate head tracking solution if you're going to buy the dev kit too. Like that's most of what Oculus is. Right. Yeah, it's the display technology, but they have their own head tracking systems implemented, and like that's half of DK2. DK2,
that's what I'm saying. There's no point of getting it.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, are you really thinking about getting dev kit 2 then, or are you thinking about?
No, I'm gonna wait for the consumer product. I'm gonna wait for the consumer product.
I reckon next time I talk to you on the podcast, you'll be like, "Yeah, I bought this new awesome chair. I've bought this like new surround sound system. I'm going full in. I've started playing like Flight Simulator. Oh, I've got you know how we've got all these rooms. I've actually converted one of the rooms into a living replica of an airplane cockpit." And I've started my iFinity. Oh, it's amazing.
Let me actually talk about the gameplay. This game will make you want to do those things.
Really?
Because
what?
It just I don't know. I guess it's because I love sci-fi as a kid, and I've always wanted to actually explore space. It's like the real night sky, right? A lot of people say that the real night sky. I actually went to our solar system, Sol, and you see like Orion's belt and all this stuff, and you're like, wow, this is really cool. You could actually go, like the space is in real time. How do I explain it? Like it's weird.
I'm looking at a lot of screenshots here. It does look very cinematic.
Yeah, I seen it in videos, and I just didn't really understand, like, how are they moving around the map? I don't get it. Is it like certain sections or whatever? Like, no, it's the full map. You could move around anywhere within the map.
I'm sorry. So to put this in another way, are you telling me that they have meticulously recreated the real Milky Way? Is that what you're saying to me?
Yeah, as much as they can.
Based purely on fact. Yeah. Purely on what we have observed in our own real night skies.
And you can just sit there and drive all day to get to the next star, or you can use
what
hyperdrive.
supposed speed do you move without hyperdrive?
I don't know. It's different.
Is it like all fictional? You are going faster than the speed of light?
No, they have like numbers, like light speed and all that type of stuff.
And then light speed too.
Yeah, like they have all these numbers, and I don't know. I don't know. I just go by the abbreviations, LS and all that, light years and all that. I'm like, okay, I need to go faster here. I need to slow down here. Oh, this is certain amount of millimeters away, or whatever mm means.
How many hours have you thrown in?
I've thrown in I don't know.
If you say anything less than at least 100, I'm gonna think you're insane for wanting to buy all this stuff.
No. I don't want. I'm not gonna throw down this money. I'm not.
You just buy it for now and get to experience it. Burn yourself out on Elite Dangerous with all the cool gear, and they'll be like, it's not for me, and send it back.
I'm not gonna buy all this stuff.
Tell me that's not been on your mind.
This will be like, I don't even have that money. This will be like next year. Like, if I still like it, I will buy stuff for it, together with Star Citizen, because I'm probably going to be playing both of these guys. Okay. This was also a Kickstarter. Let me actually talk about the game. There isn't much to the game. It's like a playground.
What? Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, You could go out for bounties and kill for bounties. There's quests in the game at each station that are all timed and stuff like that. There's like news pop-ups that come up, so you can show you like what's going on in the galaxy, and you can go check out like space that's like you can explore space that hasn't been discovered yet. Stuff like that. Like it's just this open playground where it's. Someone explained to me, Lord Hog, a guy I've played some games with in the past. He says it's kind of like DayZ, but in space, kind of thing. You know, you attack someone, you get a bounty on you in that system.
Okay.
Right, and then if someone kills you, they collect the bounty as they go to another space station. Blah blah, and it's more simmy than Star Citizen, from what I see.
But you can't say 100% because it's crashed and it's not working.
Yeah, right. From what the videos I've watched, it is a little bit, and from what people said to me, it's a little bit more simmy. Like not necessarily, it's a different kind of simmy, I guess I can say, without angering people. Do
you think you'll ever be able to say one is better than the other?
I don't think so. I think people are gonna like these for different reasons. I don't think one is better than the other. I feel like they're different games. But
they're in the same space.
Right, and I feel like Star Citizen, it just has so much money that it's probably going to be ended up having more features, obviously, in the end of the day. Even though
more marketing at the very least.
I mean, even though Elite Dangerous is being updated, they're actually going to be able to land on planets eventually and have multi-crew stuff and stuff like that. All the stuff that Star Citizen is promising.
All right, well, tell me this then. If like a 10 is a fully featured released game, all right, and a 1 is Cube World, where is Elite Dangerous right now?
Ooh, 1 is Cube World? Oof.
Yeah.
If you're putting 1 as Cube World, I would say.
I like how you're saying that as if Cube World's terrible, aren't you?
No, it's not terrible. It's just
it had a lot of
it's
stuff
bare bones. It's pretty bare bones.
Yeah.
You know. And if you're putting the 1 near Cube World, then this has to be like around a 5, I guess, like somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
It's not finished yet, but it is good. Okay. It is good. It's not now. Listen to me, guys. It's not a 5 in terms of a regular scale. It's not. Obviously, I need to put some more hours into it. But so far, I've been really liking it. You could play with your friends and everything, and have a squad. Well, not like an actual party, but. You can like fly together and stuff like that. It's pretty dope, man. It's something about just exploring space and finding like a star that hasn't been undiscovered, or finding some type of cargo, or seeing the NPCs come and attack you for attacking another pirate. Stuff like that is just really cool. And
see, I'm always really into like I like the idea. Mm-hmm. And space is something that has, on some academic level, always been interesting to me. But for like games, I've always shied away from like space sim games and heavy like menu based, I guess, like experiences. Even that, what was that? Like roguelite or game that came out where you have all the. It was a really popular game. You played it loads, had a good soundtrack. It was a small indie game.
There's Rogue Legacy.
Was it Rogue Legacy? It wasn't. No, it was a space game.
Oh, it's
not Rogue Legacy.
Oh, FTL.
Faster Than Light, yes, exactly. Like even Faster Than Light, which for all intents and purposes was it's kind of a casual space game, right? Even that I sort of shied away from. So I don't know how I feel about this, or whether I'd really ever give it a shot. Man, do you think that's unfair, or what?
I think it's a little bit unfair. Like me looking at it, I was intimidated. I was like, I don't know if I'll get used to this. When I saw the menus, when I was watching videos, then I played it. It's a different experience, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone's gonna like it. Absolutely not. This is for people who want to be in space and just feel like
exploring
you're
stuff.
So
like that does sound
small.
Cool.
You really feel just small, and it's just a wide open playground where anything can happen. It's weird. Like you can literally lose people. You just jump out of space. No one will ever find you because it's space. Like unless you can you have like a scanner that can follow someone through like a
That does sound pretty exciting, actually.
Yeah, you could update your ship loads, like thrusters, power usage, everything. Like the weapons you have on. Just
I guess
tons.
maybe I'll see how you're following it, and in a few months, year tops even maybe, when there's more features and groundwork and stuff, I might seriously look into it. It depends how you sell it to me as it goes along. Because I mean, all these opinions are just fake, right? Because this was just your review copy, so you've just got to be nice.
Oh my gosh, you're just like those other people. Oh my gosh, they're like, oh, blah blah. Well, I mean, yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that conversation. I'm not gonna. So the Hobbit, dude, the Hobbit.
All right, this. Hey, I was gonna ask you, did it cost you a lot of money to go to the cinema on Christmas Day?
All right, so my wife, from one of her teachers, like they like gift stuff. Like these teachers are rolling in the dough. They gave her a cinema like gift card. So we used that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Like, yeah, free movie. And of course we had a Regal like card thing that gives us like free movie tickets and popcorn and stuff that we
I've got to say, Matt, I'm a little bit scared. I feel like this is another movie we're going to disagree on.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
So should I go first or you go first?
Yeah, no, you go first.
Okay. So, all right. So at this point, we're gonna talk about the movie. So if you don't want spoilers, I guess I have to kind of write it down.
Oh no, that's more effort. No, don't write it down. Just tell them. Skip ahead like 10 minutes, guys. Tops. If we're talking about something else, skip back a couple of minutes. Come on.
There you go.
This is what anyone on the internet should do.
Exactly. People are like, "Oh, you should have." Anyways, so the Hobbit. Hobbit.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, let me say, Legolas is he's a badass, dude. He is awesome. He is awesome in every I was like, wow. I gotta say though, I felt like I wasn't very engaged in this movie. I liked it.
What? Okay.
I liked it. And the beginning, oh my gosh, Smog. Oh man.
You can't even talk about Smog because Smog was in it for like 30 seconds.
I know, and I don't know. It feels weird that he was in there so short. But dude, man, he looks cool.
Yeah, he does.
He looks so cool. The best dragon I've ever seen.
Smog is like the best dragon I've seen in a long time, and into the end of the second movie, all the Smog conversation stuff was, in my opinion, the best part of the entire like Hobbit trilogy. Smog was fantastic.
Yeah, oh my gosh, you didn't like him last time. You didn't like the second movie, and I was like,
I didn't in general. No,
ridiculously good.
The dragon was cool, but I didn't like the second movie that much. But the dragon really saved the movie.
To be honest, the only thing I remember from the second movie is that river scene. And I gotta say, no, not like that, but like the one that stands out the most. In this movie, I felt like there's a lot more scenes that really stand out to me. Some really cool, like I guess like fight scenes and really cool like sometimes the writing was really good. I can't really I don't have my notes because I wasn't writing notes when I was sitting there with my wife, like sitting there like,
outrageous.
Oh, okay, here's the notes. So this part was really good. This part was really good. The CG, I could understand now that why people don't like CGI. It kind of brought me out a couple times. Like for instance, the cousin that came to help Dane.
He
was like all CGI, and I'm like, it's so noticeable. And there's certain points where you can kind of see. I guess it's because there's a humongous screen. I can see the CGI. And I watched this in 3D, by the way. I didn't watch it in the high FPS, but I did watch it in 3D, which I gotta say I like 3D. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with liking the 3D. I've always said I don't think it's a complete gimmick.
Yeah. I like the real D. Not the
wow. You heard it here first, folks. MattVisual, he likes the real D.
It's called Real D in my IMAX theater.
Okay.
But it doesn't. They don't call it 3D. They call it like Real D. But okay. Like the same one that they used in Avatar, which that was the first movie to be like, oh my gosh. 3D is really good. And it's not really like 3D like things come at you. It's 3D in the sense that it has like depth. And I love
depth,
that.
yes.
I love
that's
that.
Negative space, I think, instead of positive space, which is where it comes at your face.
Yeah. I love that. That's what I like. Anything that like popped out of the screen, I don't really care about that crap. I don't know. I think that right there was definitely one of those gimmick things. Like, oh my gosh, there's a 3D scene where water splashes in my face. Oh my gosh, it's so real.
I remember watching Jackass 3D, and there's a scene with confetti, I think, right at the start. And that's the best I've ever seen 3D where it comes out at your face.
Oh yeah,
but that's my only real experience of it. Yeah, that I remember.
The Disney one when they actually like splash water in your face.
I've never. What? Just throw a bucket on the audience?
And I was no. Like they have those special chairs, like in the Lilo and Stitch one, like when he's whispering and stuff, he whisper in your ear because they have speakers on the left and right side. Yeah, it's really cool.
That sounds cool. Yeah, I've never really had that before.
Yeah, they have chairs now that you can buy, but they're extremely expensive. And they don't really have enough content to actually support.
We have like fancy chairs in our theater, but if you go late at night, you go to something that isn't screened that much, you just buy a regular ticket and then you go sit in the nice chairs anyway.
Dude.
And no one's going to kick you out for that.
The nicest chairs, we're probably going off topic here, but in Universal, they have this humongous theater. Dude, the chairs are just so comfortable.
Yeah.
Holy crap. And you have space. It's just humongous movie theater and everything's just perfect.
Does it have like a back massager?
No, but
a butt rubber.
Oh, a butt warmer. Keep that butt warm.
Oh, that actually sounds kind of horrible.
No, they have that in cars, man. You don't like that?
Yeah, but your car can be super cold in the morning and stuff. I tend to I feel like if I'm ever at the movies, I'm always a little bit too on the hot side anyway.
Your butt sweats?
I'm going to take my coat off. No, not necessarily, but I reckon if I was sat on like basically a hot plate the entire time, you're damn right my butt would be sweating. Do you know who else's butt would be sweating? The poor bastard that was sat there before I got there. And now I'm aware of the fact that I'm sitting in his butt sweat. That's not worth the money.
Sweat at the movies. Oh my gosh. That is great.
All right, keep going with The Hobbit. Tell me more of your opinions about
it. I'm okay with spending money on this. I thought it was good. I felt like, I don't know. I don't know what it was. There were really good moments where I'm like, oh man, that was really cool. But then, I don't know. I felt kind of not satisfied with the way, I guess I felt like the story just wasn't complete. Maybe it's because I watched the second Hobbit so long ago that I kind of just like, I don't know, it just doesn't really...
No, it's because the story wasn't complete. You're damn right the story wasn't complete. They stretched out this one book into 3 movies. Where's the conclusion on this story? There's so much information in the books, okay?
Yeah.
Like the fact, all right, this is the first time we're seriously about to spoil something. Thorin dies. We all know this. In the books, they explain that his cousin, who randomly appears in this movie, or so the movie would make you think it's totally random, he is the one who ends up, taking over Erebor and all that stuff goes on, right? There are actual conclusions that we never get in the movie. The movie's conclusion is, we're just going to watch Bilbo walk back home and that's it. Do you remember early on when they were talking about the idea of having 2 Hobbit movies, and the reason it would work as 2 movies is because the second movie could bridge the gap between The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings and explain a lot of this other stuff? They didn't do any of that anyway, and it was 3 movies!
Wow.
I was so sad there was no conclusion. I'm sorry, my opinion of this movie is... I'm so disappointed. Honestly, Lord of the Rings is such good movies. I frequently listen to a stupid YouTube clip of something called Arwen's Fate, with friggin' Lord Elrond talking to his daughter, trying to convince her to leave and not stay for Aragorn, who is ultimately mortal and will die anyway, and she'll be fade and she'll be left as night falls in winter without a star. Oh, it's amazing. There's so much poetry and beauty and incredible stuff in the original Lord of the Rings.
Hobbit. It's more
you don't.
It's more like eye candy more than anything else. It's
yeah,
like,
dude,
really cool scenes and stuff like that, but when it comes down to the story, it's a lacking. Like, if you really think back, like, what happened in The Hobbit 3?
Well, and the worst thing was, like, there were a lot of things that happened in The Lord of the Rings. The way that Peter Jackson, I guess, or the writers had had lines delivered, right, that was so evoking and so evocative in the original movies that you see them repeating the exact same way in The Hobbit, and it just made it feel flat. Like... Like the big battle scene and stuff, right? Like the huge battles in the Lord of the Rings series, original movies were incredible. Really got you full of adrenaline. The Riders of Rohan charging down to save people on Gondor. It's incredible. And then you see like a lot of this very similar stuff in The Hobbit.
Yeah.
In the Battle of Five Armies, but you know that it's not actually that important in the story. And I don't know. It felt. It was just really disappointing to me to see that, and like every time I was watching it, and it reminded me a bit of the Lord of the Rings, but I realised there was no emotion to any of it anymore. Like, do you know when Toriel, this is the female elf that's played by the woman who played Kate in Lost, yeah, who's a character because of this reason. Evangeline Lilly, I fiercely wanted to really enjoy this character. Like there's that scene where she's grieving over what's his face who died. And it was just horrible. I was watching it and I was like, she's like, why does it hurt so much? And I just felt nothing at the line. I was like, man, you didn't have to say that. You could have just sat there and grieved, and the silence would have been so much more powerful. I don't know. I really don't want to be a miserable old coot that hates these movies, but right. I couldn't stand it, Matt. I really couldn't. I was thoroughly. It's probably one of the only times I've really, really realised I'm not enjoying myself at the cinema.
Dang.
Yeah, like it was really bad. If it wasn't for the fact that I went with a lot of company, I really was.
So it was slightly better, and I definitely couldn't say, oh, I don't know if I enjoyed it. My wife knows that I'm very like honest, and I told my friend called me right after, and he was like,
yeah.
So I was like, oh, I went to go see The Hobbit. He's like, what do you think? I was like. And he's like, oh, if you say that, Matt, I know you didn't like it.
Yeah, right?
And I was like, no, it was good. It was good. And I didn't think it was like, oh my gosh, it was terrible. Oh my gosh, I spent money on this. But like, it was the only thing I can remember that was like really good was the fighting scenes. You know, like the fighting
my
scenes
opinion
with
on those as well.
Sauron and when Gandalf escapes and stuff like that. Like that stuff is cool. Like it was really cool. The fight scenes were on point, but then the story though, like it just wasn't. It wasn't.
There were some moments where there was a bit of a glimmer there. Like towards the end, I really liked after everything that had happened. I liked the bit where Gandalf was just sat down, just playing with his pipe like an old guy, and Bilbo's like, just exasperated at the ridiculousness of this. And there's a slight funny moment there. And I thought that there were some slight bits there. It's just it was all so disappointing. Like so, even like with the CGI and the cool fight scenes, like one bit that really stands out to me. Where there's those Earth Eater worms that create the tunnels that one of the armies will ultimately arrive through. Yeah.
Yeah,
like those are kind of cool. They're pretty cool. I can imagine a younger me being like, "Oh my god, yeah, amazing! Look at these things." But I watched this and I was like, "All right, cool, weird creatures." And whenever and that was it. And whenever there were
I
like
thought the
big,
CGI wasn't too good in those creatures.
It's not even criticizing the CGI for me.
It brings me out of the movie. It really does.
Yeah,
it really does. Like I just watched Edge of Tomorrow, and holy crap, with Tom Cruise. Like
that's a great movie.
Holy crap! I was so amazed by this. Like the aliens were just so on point. I've never seen, dude. That's probably one of the best like animation I've seen like all year. All year.
Really?
Yeah, I
did very much enjoy that movie.
Yeah, I did too. Holy crap, I did. I was like, babe, this is good. This is really good. I really enjoyed that, and I also watched Gone Girl as well that we can talk about. But The Hobbit, I didn't think it was too bad. I just think it definitely wasn't as good as the Lord of the Rings movie. I know I sound like an old kook. We both sound like an old kook.
We do. What is it? Do you know what really makes me sad though? Like, I was watching the making of The Hobbit, like blogs and stuff, and it's so sad the amount of work that goes into these movies. The actors really pour their heart and souls into it. They spend months of their lives doing these things. All the supporting workers, the people making all the costumes, and these like documentaries that show you the behind the scenes stuff, show you just how much incredible amount of effort and work goes into this. And 99.999% of it is actually amazing. All the costumes are great. Everyone's, all the dwarves look distinct. There was so much like really decent stuff. But then just because I feel like the script was just thin strands of of straw instead of written on paper. It was just destroys the entire thing. That's what makes me really sad. That a lot of it was cool, but if it's not got a good story,
yeah,
if the narrative doesn't grip you, what does it mean? It means nothing. Even if there are cool fighting scenes in it.
The one thing that annoyed me was I felt like a lot of things were unfinished, and you were talking about like, there was no progression after. Like you didn't know what happened. You didn't see the gap being bridged between the Lord of the Rings movie and the Hobbit. And there was a scene where it wasn't very powerful when stuff were like, you felt like the battle that was happening at the end. It's like, oh man, we're all gonna die. You feel that impending doom, but you don't really feel like, oh, did we win? Like, hold up, what? Did we win?
Yeah, that's one of the entire
they didn't even
armies.
show it. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was getting annoyed. I was like, what? And my wife starts laughing at me because of when he, like, for some reason it means something when a bunch of dwarves walk out of the castle. That there were, what, 5 or 6 of them walk out the castle. How are they gonna win? Oh, because of 5 or 6 of them come out. Yeah, of course.
Oh, you mean when they leave Erebor to assist Dane's army?
And they just sit there and say what's up to his cousin. Yo, what's going on, homie? In the middle of battle. I hate that stuff. Yeah. I was like, what? And my wife just started busting out laughing out, and the white people behind us were like, shh. I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it. Like, I was like, they're having a conversation right now. There's other stuff too. Like, think about, you reminded me of so many things that I just didn't really enjoy that much. Like Thorin's whole thing about how he's supposed to be going mad with with dragon sickness, and he's getting obsessed by the Trojans and stuff. Cool idea. I like it. 2 movies to get to know and love this guy, and then watch him his character be destroyed in the 3rd movie. That's a cool idea. But then you look at actually what happened in the movie. What, he kind of just got everyone annoyed with him. There's a couple of cheesy lines thrown in there. I cannot follow you with this anymore. Like that they can clearly just slap into a trailer. The soulless dialogue, all right? Just thrown around a bit. And then what? He just wanders around for a while? They reuse a bunch of audio from previous movies that just makes me think slightly maybe this is part of them. I don't even know what happened.
And then he just looks at himself. He just looks at himself in the gold, doesn't he? And he's like, "Oh yeah, all right, never mind, I'm good now." Let's go.
I don't get it. What happened in the book? Do you remember? Because I just did.
Well, okay, so I can forgive some things because the book is pretty terrible for a lot of this stuff. So they had to make it up, develop their own plots. But this is where they should have done that and really worked very hard to make something cohesive and cool, not adding Legolas unnecessarily. Constantly into the movie or Toriel and all that kind of stuff, but the book is
he
bad.
Was so good though.
I'm not even a book
like
purist.
One of the best scenes in the movie, just like being BA, just it was so. Like that's the only thing I enjoyed. Like Bard as well. Like
the conclusion stuff, Bard. Like it's sort of not necessarily the filmmaker's faults because like. Bard was a huge character and he had a lot to do. I thought it was really well cast. I thought it was well acted. It was actually really cool. But let me ask you this, Matt. What happened to Bard at the end of the movie? What was the last scene he had?
Bard?
Yeah.
I don't know, actually.
The boatsman guy, the guy of the human army or whatever. No, you don't know. That's because nothing ever comes of anything.
Yeah.
And like his family shoehorned. I'm going to shut up about it now, but it just made me a little bit sad, and that was...
Right, the guy who killed the dragon in the beginning. It's
and I can understand. I can kind of understand the idea that they're like, well, we don't need the conclusions. This is Bilbo's story, there and back again. This was Bilbo's adventure. After he left the mountain, the world continued on, but he's a hobbit, and he was about going home and planting his tree, and this was his story and his humble little departure with Gandalf. But you can't do that and then also pad out 3 movies with a bunch of other arbitrary stuff trying to expand on the universe, right? Like, if they've set an example, like a tone, an idea here, and then they don't follow it through at the end of the movie and give us actual conclusions and developments and stuff. So I don't know. I get that they probably wanted a wholesome ending, but when those credits rolled, I was just like, oh, "That's the movie, is it?" That's the movie.
Yeah.
And then I went to the toilet because, as always, when I go to the cinemas, I drink too much Coke, and then I desperately need to pee, and I hold it in, and I'm probably half focused on the fact I need to pee. Yeah. Do too much drink Coca-Cola. Oh my god. Oh my
like,
god.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
We've been
guys.
talking about this a long time.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll stop there. Dude, we totally skipped audio adventure. All right, let's do audio adventure.
Okay, all right. This should be interesting. Okay, a little bit of information for you.
All right.
So I have talked to you about this. I'm hoping you forgot.
All right.
I've had a little problem. The file was called "What's the Problem, Officer?" This is not me shouting at a cop or anything.
Oh my
gosh. Am I being detained? Am I being... No. But I've had a little problem. Some guys came over today to sort it out. And you have to tell me what the problem is based on 20 seconds of a conversation I had with them that I recorded without them knowing it. So I cut out a lot of what they said because I don't want to invade people's privacy too much and just post conversations I have with them on the internet. But yeah, you got to listen to this 20 seconds and tell me what my problem is.
All right. Let's do it.
Do you want me to show you it? All right. Follow me. Okay, what do you know about what's happening? Yeah, I put a plastic bag over it. It's literally above my bed here. You can climb up on it if you want. But basically, it's been like this for a while, like 2 years or so, maybe even 3. If you want a closer look at it, you just climb up.
Jumping out the loft. So you can see exactly where it's come from, man.
Alright, hold on, let me get out of your hair.
Oh, okay.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, let me show you it. That's very good.
Basically, I've got a lump on my willy, and they came.
Right. You said you put a plastic bag over it.
Yeah.
But it sounded like you were pointing to the roof or something. I don't know. For some reason, that's what it seemed.
Well, no. Talk me through what you heard again.
I only heard you. I couldn't hear the other guys.
Yeah. I turned them down a bit.
You turned them down a little bit?
Yeah, well, I don't want.
You cheater.
That's not cheating. All the information is there.
No, it's not.
I bet some podcast I don't know whether we ever talked about this in the podcast, to be honest.
I don't think we did. I really don't. You put a plastic bag over it. Is this in your room?
Do you know what? You always get very angry at me for reaching, all right? But I'll give you some answers.
What do you mean? I always give you the answers, though.
No. This is in my room. It's just so that you don't have ammo next time I'm reaching.
Right? It's in your room, and you put a plastic bag over it.
There's more information in there.
This can't be you like your boyfriend or girlfriend, right?
I put a plastic bag over my girlfriend. Things weren't going very well, so. Or his or her face wasn't going very well.
Okay.
My god.
Okay.
Oh, you were just talking about hiding the ugly. I was talking about suffocating, just so that we're on the same page here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, he's a little bit dark. Oh my gosh. Okay. Plastic bag. And you were talking to who?
Some people who were coming to fix my problem.
Okay. Does it have something to do with the house? Like, is it like connected to the house? Is it like a heater?
Yeah, it's something to do with the house. Go back to something you were saying earlier, because you were pretty close. Or you were.
What was I saying earlier?
You were saying about where the plastic bag was.
It was in your room.
Yeah, but something else about where it was.
On the roof?
Ah.
It can't be on. You can't put a plastic bag on the roof. It'll fall.
Why not? Well, maybe not on the roof. It's in my room, by the way. So we're
it's
talking
not
about
mold,
ceiling,
is
roof.
it?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, that's one. Not necessarily.
Why would I put a plastic bag on mold?
Is it a leak in the air conditioner or something like that?
Wait, in the air conditioner?
No?
No.
It's a leak then.
Yeah, it's a leak. Go on.
Okay, so where is the leak coming from, right? Okay.
Yeah. Come on, you're so close. Where would it be coming from? It's on the ceiling.
Pipes?
Just the roof, dude.
Just the roof?
We just have cracked tiles, yes. For like 2 years, I have had slowly water damage on my ceiling where whenever it rains, it leaks in, and this is directly over where I sleep. So every single night when it's raining, honestly, I get like this. This is my experience of trying to sleep. Close your eyes. Pretend you're trying to sleep right now, okay?
Okay.
And then there'll be silence. There'll be silence for like 10 seconds, all right? Wait. It's horrible. It's horrible.
How are
I
you
hate
making that
it.
sound?
Tapping the mic.
Okay. I thought you were just like, cocking up a spit and just...
Oh, no. It's horrible. It's like this really irregular, like, if it was regular, I could probably sleep through it. If it was like...
Has it hit you in the face?
Yes, it has, yeah. It's literally splashed on my nose before. Now, I've got a double bed, so it depends where I sleep on the bed, but it's horrible. So, in the end, I used like a lot of duct tape to put a plastic bag over this growing hole in the ceiling above my head.
It's growing now.
Yeah, because it's constantly leaking through, and all the time that hole's there, then the water damage just gets more and more and more severe, right?
Wait a minute, 2 years?
Yeah.
How is
here's
your
the
house
thing.
Not, like, broken down?
Here's the thing, though. It only does it if it rains a lot, and so this means really it only happens in the winter. So the first year that it happened, it was just coming out of winter, and we were like, all right, we'll call the people out. We got to get this sorted out. Some guys came over, and they were like, all right, okay, we'll fix it. It's fine. They go up on the roof. They hammer around a little bit for a little while. Come downstairs. Yeah, there you go. You just had a bit of a crack up there. This is awesome. I'll catch you later. We're like, sweet. But it's spring, and so now it's actually not raining that much, and I think it genuinely is fixed. It goes through to summer, everything's fine. Whole year, and it's fine. Like, there's not necessarily anything dripping down, but the damage is still very slowly growing, right? Have you ever seen that, like, Simpsons clip where it's like Homer takes a picture of himself every year, and you see, like, this mold appear on his roof, and it becomes like an alligator that cools off or whatever? It was basically like that, and then, of course, winter comes around, and I realized the damn problem is still there. These people didn't fix anything, and so... got the same damn issue once again. But I put a plastic bag up there, and you have like this terrifying thing now where there's like a proper hole into my attic. And so when it's like very windy outside, it blows against the plastic bag. So while I'm trying to sleep, now I don't get dripping. I get like... and like this rattling of a plastic bag as it flaps around all over the place. And then when it does rain, it slowly fills the plastic bag up, and I just have to hope it stops before the whole thing above my head like falls off because the tape's gonna give way and just give me a really nasty rude awakening. So yeah, that's me fixing it.
Splash! Water everywhere.
Yeah. And in the recording, I'm actually climbing up on my bed. Like, stood up on my bed, my head almost hitting the ceiling itself, like, showing these guys this thing.
That was my worst fear in my old apartment, that one day the leak... Because you seen the damage. Because we didn't get to talk about this last time. You actually got to see the house, right?
Yeah, what is this? So, for people that don't know, Matt put up... You should totally watch it. He did an awesome, like, vlog video where he showed his old place. And the water damage is mental there, dude.
Yeah, it is.
That's mental. That's like 30 times worse than anything I'm talking to you about right now.
So what happened is, I explained this before, someone's washing machine broke and it just soaked everything. So it's dripped through all the way and hit like 2 apartments below. And we were one of the condos that got hit. And it just splashed everywhere, lift up all the laminate off the ground. It was nasty.
It still looked nasty. I can't believe you managed to sell the place, move out.
No, it was owned by another person.
Oh, right, yeah.
So their insurance person came in. But I was afraid because these pipes, as you see, they're over everything. And I was scared that one day it will splash all over my stuff. That would be just, oh man, that would suck.
Dude, yeah. Okay, that is a little bit worse than what I was
But now I have insurance and home warranty at my new house, so yeah, I'm good to go. I am so good to go.
Well, I'm glad you got insurance. There was the problem that's going to arise with your house though is not going to be covered by your insurance. It will be something really weird that's like an act of God that's not covered by the insurance. It'll be like, oh yeah, this house was really cheap because it's actually on an ancient Indian burial ground. And lightning strikes it 10 times a year.
Wow. And I just didn't notice, and that's why the house has been standing here for like since 2005.
Yeah, yeah. And as long as someone is inside the house and claims a victim each time it strikes, the house stands firm as if nothing's happened. It's like a prophecy.
Right. Well, hopefully that that story has spread around the neighborhood because rough neighborhood. Now I don't need somebody coming into my house.
Well, it's okay. They just think the god Thor lives there, and they're never going to bother you.
No.
Who the hell would bother Thor, right?
I was thinking about getting like one of these speaker systems that I could turn on at night. If anyone comes close to the door, that it will be a motion sensor and a dog will bark.
A fake dog, and you're gonna have it be a yappy little dog by the sounds of it.
Yeah, well, I could make it go woof.
No way. What is this? What is the podcast become?
I don't know.
We're barking into microphones.
That's basically what it is. But I've been looking up cameras because last night, conveniently, I never hear people arguing. Like, I live next to like the craziest house on the block, and I never hear them arguing. They're never too loud or anything for me to be able to hear them inside my house anyway. And I heard arguing at like 12 o'clock at night. So I'm like,
from inside the house.
Yeah, from inside the house, and I heard it like it was coming from in front of the house. I was like, what is that? And I go outside, and it's just this guy. This big guy talking to this little girl. Well, I guess she wasn't little. She might have been probably. Could
she have beat him up if he'd attacked her?
No.
Then it's okay to call her a little girl.
Yeah. Well, little woman. Should I guess you know after you're in your 20s.
Little woman. That's belittling. You shouldn't say that.
Oh my gosh. Anyways.
There's a movie about that, you know.
Oh gosh. Anyways, there was this guy, and he was just yelling at this girl in the middle of the street, and he's like, after she like walks away, and like he's like walking up to this girl like he's about to hit her, and he's just yelling at her. I couldn't understand what he was saying, but he was like going to tell her to go get something. So he takes up a cigarette after she leaves.
I'm sorry. What? This sounds like quite a long thing. What are you doing at this point? You're just looking at him through the curtain.
Yeah, of course.
What? Yes. What the?
I was being a nosy neighbor.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
this is why you want a camera. This started with you telling me you wanted a camera.
Like I'm slowly. No. There's no way I can capture that in that.
So you
dark.
Can film the arguments.
I should.
I suppose that's alright. Actually,
next time I'll get my camera. I'll run into the next room, miss whatever is about to happen, and record it.
Yeah, that could save someone in court. You know.
Yeah, that's why I need to get a camera for my house. That has I was looking at this thing that has like 7-day storage cloud, and it's like saves directly to the cloud.
Are you ever scared you're slowly becoming like one of these insane private people that just like holes themselves away indoors forever?
Yes, but I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid.
Getting the remote camera is like step one, you know.
Absolutely. Hey, I have the signs. I might as well. You know, there's these fake web cameras that you can get for $7. You just put a AA battery in it, and it just has this red light that flashes.
And people think they're being recorded.
Yeah.
Oh, are you tempted to do it?
Oh, I'm very tempted. $7? Come on. That's like a meal.
Yeah, but then there's batteries and stuff.
I'm pretty sure it lasts a while.
I reckon you'd probably draw more bad attention than good with that.
You think so?
I reckon like around Halloween, people would egg the fake camera and stuff.
Well, it's I doubt. But I doubt it's that type of neighborhood. I would probably drill it inside of like you will only be able to see it unless you go up to the front door. You won't be able to see it unless you go up there close.
So how's this going to deter potential, burglars and vandals?
So when they go up there, they see a red flashing light. Like, oh,
why are they going to the front door if they're trying to break in?
There's no other way to go there to get there.
There's the windows. It's always about the windows.
It's always about the windows.
Dude, when I was at school, I became a master of breaking into houses because I always forgot my own keys. All right, and it's always about the windows.
I don't think my windows are that easy to get into. They're gonna have.
I guarantee that's where they
like,
try first, though.
They're definitely gonna have to try to break through like the iron. Not iron. I don't know. What it is.
Okay. No. Let me ask you this though: if you're gonna break through something, what do you break through? The door or the window?
I would probably try the window first. I'll try probably window first. But
so you want to put your fake cameras on your windows? That's what.
Because there's no way to get through my door unless you have like some serious gear. I
was watching this movie called The Hobbit: Battle of Five Armies, and in this movie they had these big battering rams, and they seem to get through doors pretty well.
Right.
So maybe you could just like carry one of those, like a flaming dog's head, right, and just sort of charge with a few of your mates. And even if you can't break it down, hey, you set it on fire.
Right. That's great. So what was the purpose of doing that? If everything burns down,
steal their valuables. No. You steal the valuables while the fire's up. It's like what firemen do. You know,
all right,
they
so
say
this
they're
conversation has gone to hell. So let me recover it by movies and TV shows. Have you been watching any? I'll be quick. I swear.
Not really. You go.
Edge of Tomorrow. I watched The Equalizer and I watched Gone Girl, which I thought that wasn't for me, but then I watched it and I was like, "Whoa, this is cool."
Synopsis?
Okay, Equalizer is, it's like Taken. Don't watch it for the story. Watch it for Denzel Washington being awesome and everything he does. He's just a guy who goes on a rampage because someone he likes gets hurt, and that's what happens. And it's awesome. Like the first time he fights, you're like, oh, I gotta watch the rest of this movie.
Oh, you turn into an old lady mildly attracted by something she's just seen on TV. Oh no, what are we talking about? Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, so that's good. Gone Girl. It's a book movie that was made into a film. No, it was a book that was made into a film.
Okay, right, okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm messing up all the time this podcast. And I said that wrong too. All right, so anyways, Ben Affleck, which has been, I don't know. He has recovered a lot from his past movies. You remember when they used to make jokes about him on Family Guy and everything on how bad he was? All of a sudden he directs movies and he's a good actor. Like, what is that?
I thought he was always commanded some prestige.
Yeah?
What do you mean?
Maybe I don't know. Didn't, like, I don't know. I've watched something with him way back, like before The Town, before he started being like this good actor in everything he plays. Like,
are you confident about him as Batman?
I think so.
You are?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think so. I think he's gonna be good. I don't want Batman to have I'm Batman. I don't need that in my life. I really don't.
Really? You don't like the classic? What's his face?
That was invented.
Well, okay.
He was never. Batman was never like that. Watch all.
No. I know. I meant like classic for Nolan, for the Nolan trilogy. Like,
I don't like Batman.
That's one of the hallmarks.
I like the villains in Nolan. I never liked the actor.
Actually, do you know what? I think there's a lot of merit to what you just said. The villains were what really shone about.
I didn't
those
like
movies.
Batman at all. I just like all the villains. That's what I watched Batman for. I think I've said it before. I didn't like him.
All right, I can follow you down this road.
I of course, who doesn't like Alfred in every Batman movie? I mean, he's a British old guy. Like, you just love these lovable characters. You love everyone else except Batman. For me, anyway. And I don't like Bale either. I don't know. There's just something about the films he's in.
Poor Christian.
Huh?
Poor Christian Bale.
I don't know.
How can you openly say that about another human being?
I like how you just.
He puts a lot of work into that.
I'm pretty sure he's a good actor. I just don't like his characters that he plays.
Okay.
Okay. It's a good movie. Gone Girl is a good movie. It's one of those things where you think you know what's gonna happen, and no, you don't. You don't at all.
Would I like it?
Huh? Yeah, I think you would.
Okay,
I think you would.
I might watch that.
It's a good movie. I definitely can say it's a good movie. It is not for kids whatsoever. It's straight up raw, real life stuff. Okay, and it gets crazy, okay. And the ending might have you at disagreements, but it's still a good. Yeah, well, the book ended like that too, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's good. Also, Flash and Arrow. I caught up on everything. Flash.
So you chose to catch up on this instead of Walking Dead.
Walking Dead is next. I caught up on everything.
I'm sure it is. How many months have we been talking about this now?
Dude, I swear. Tonight, my wife is coming home in a couple hours. Walking Dead all the way.
Okay, all right.
And we're gonna have the speakers up all loud, and every time the bass is up, woo, woo, when something bad is about to happen, woo, woo, all those crazy. Wow.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But But
come on, it's Atlanta, man. This should be your bread and butter.
But there's so many shows to watch, and I feel like I don't have enough time in a day to watch them all. The Walking
All right,
Dead,
well, talk to me about
Blacklist,
Arrow and Flash.
Legends,
Look.
all these new shows. Okay, anyways,
Oh, did you hear about? Oh, never mind. People wouldn't want spoilers. Never mind.
the Arrow, that of course Arrow is the Arrow. I thought it was good. I feel like I like the Flash more. I don't know why.
I mean, you know my experience with Arrow. I got through 3 episodes and gave up on it.
It's getting good. The Arrow's getting good. It's always, it's got better after the second season, definitely, especially with Slate. Oh my gosh, he was just really good. But in this one, I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. It's Arrow. I wouldn't say it's like, whoa, this is great, like how season 2 was, but it's not season 1 either, where the acting is just not good. You know? Like it's like, oh gosh. It's not as CW'd up anymore. I feel like it's still, every character that comes on the scene, sometimes they're always pretty, like guy or girl, just like perfect looking people. But I think there's a lot more interesting developments going on now, and especially the crossovers with the Flash. It definitely gives it an edge. Like, it's worth watching.
Yeah. Okay.
This whole thing where they're just having like the Flash come in a couple episodes of the season, it's just really cool to see. And then you'll watch the Flash and you'll see what happened on his end and stuff like that. Really cool. Of course,
are they adding a third one to the mix at some point?
I'm pretty sure they will. I'm pretty sure.
Well, there must be plans. There must be something.
Absolutely.
Do you know what they call it? It's like the DC. It's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the DC television universe.
And they're doing pretty good. Marvel has like this new one called Agent Carter coming out, and it doesn't look very good. But
Agent Carter. What is that supposed to be, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? But
I guess. I don't know. It doesn't look appealing to me. I don't know. I'll wait till people tell me to go watch it for me to go watch it. I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing to watch the first episode of that. I need to go back and see Gotham as well. But the Flash is interesting. The characters are really good, except for the girl that the Flash likes. I feel like she's just so, like, she could have been played by anybody. I don't know. I don't like her character at all. But at least, like, it's not even as, at least Laurel has like a personality. I feel like this girl just doesn't have a personality. Like, she's the only thing in there that's just like, I don't care about her.
Did you like Teen Titans?
Yeah.
You really liked it, or just liked it?
I don't remember if I wasn't invested. Like, I'm not downloading the episodes and it's like, oh man, but it was a part of my childhood.
Teen Titans was amazing. I was a huge fan. Anyway, interestingly, check this out. In September 2014, the CW president, Mark Pedowitz, stated that there was a possibility Arrow and Flash will exist in the same universe as the new Teen Titans series that is coming out called Titans. So that's going to be like the third. It will be a Teen Titans thing.
About the visual effects that they're going to have in these shows. The budget is very low. And they did pretty decent with the Flash. It doesn't bring you out too much. It's definitely no movie quality. Obviously, you're not going to get that from a TV show because they actually have to make money. But I'm a little bit scared if there's too much going on,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Teen Titans, that's a lot of powers, It's like...
Well, apparently there's a pilot that's been ordered, so it's not necessarily been picked up, but the pilot is a story, something to do with Nightwing, something about, Batman and Nightwing and Robin, I guess, to an extent then. Obviously.
Oh, so it's not going to have all the, like, other people yet.
I don't know. It's called Titans, though, and it's going to be like a big Teen Titans thing if it gets off the air. And then, could be in the same universe as... So we're talking a few years, a couple of seasons down the road.
All right.
But yeah.
I'll be quick. The Flash, it's good. I feel like a lot of the stuff was kind of recycled from the Arrow, where there's like, there's a love interest and there's another love interest, but you don't know if it's gonna work. And so, like, it feels like a lot of it has been copied, especially like the intro for the Flash. Like, it's like, I'm the Flash. Don't you just mean
copied
and
from
I'm the
everything
fastest guy
ever?
Alive. Huh?
Okay. No. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm the fastest guy alive. Blah blah blah. Like I felt like it's a little bit Arrowish, but it definitely branched itself off, and I feel like it's more interesting right now.
I love the Flash as a hero, to be honest.
And he's a good actor. I feel like he's good enough for the role. I wouldn't say like, oh my god, he's brilliant. He should be in movies, but I like his character.
Is the whole Speed Force thing a big issue, or is it done quite tactfully?
Yeah, it's done okay. It's done okay.
Okay.
It's like that's the thing. I just don't see them doing too much. Like with the Flash, like you can see the budget. You don't want more. You don't want more there. So yeah, it's done pretty well. Like especially when Arrow and the Flash were fighting. Like, oh wow, this is cool. You can see.
Wow, that's a spoiler. They end up fighting, do they?
Well, for like sparring. For fun.
Oh, okay.
They have to. Like they have to. It's fan service. They spar somewhere in there. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the Flash. If you're on the fence about the Flash, you should try it out. I think people would like especially like what nationality is he? He's not Indian. I don't know.
Who, the Flash?
No. There's two young scientists that are with Dr. I don't want to say his name wrong. But anyways, there's two scientists in there, and one of the guys
Why does it matter? What are you talking about?
I'm trying to say there's two. Well, I guess I got to say the guy scientist. The guy scientist. He's good. He's really good.
Okay.
There's Dr. Wells is the main guy, and the guy scientist is good. All right, that's what I'm gonna say. The guy scientist is good.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out where he is on this IMDb list. Carlos. His name is Carlos. Oh, he's Spanish. Cisco, of course. Cisco. I guess he's Spanish. I guess or Spain-ish. Spanish, is that a thing?
Hispanic is probably
Spanish?
what I'm trying to say.
No, he's from Spain.
Spanish, yeah. Yeah, someone from Spain is Spanish, yes.
No. Well, no. He's probably Hispanic. No. He doesn't look like he's from Spain.
If his name's Carlos, he could very well be Mexican.
He could. I don't know. He doesn't really look too... I feel like he's a mix of, like, all Spanish cultures.
Why are we just... Okay, all right, okay.
All right.
Maybe we should send him some fan mail. Maybe we should... No, this is fine. No, we haven't gone off the rails at all, this podcast. Let's challenge ourselves to write this guy some fan mail for the next podcast in which we ask him what nationality he is.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a fun little project.
Right,
yeah?
Right. Okay. Questions.
Do you want to do a riddle? Very quickly? Because I did go to the effort of finding one.
Oh, gosh. Me again? You should do the riddle. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. This is more of a joke. It's Christmas themed, though. All right. What is Santa's favorite breakfast cereal?
Oh, this should be easy, right?
Mm.
As I type in cereals in the...
What are you doing? Okay.
No, I'm not typing up I'm just looking at the brands. It can't be Frosted Flakes.
Oh! Yeah, it is. That's the answer.
Why would it be Frosted Flakes?
Because snow, frosty, come on. Alternatively, you could have had What Do Lions Sing at Christmas? Jungle Bells.
Jungle Bells? Oh, man. These are weak.
What happened when Santa got a sore throat before Christmas? He had to get his tinsels taken out.
Okay.
I'll be here all week, guys.
Save the show.
All right, questions. So we've got two. If you thought we talked about The Hobbit long enough... Oh, you removed it. Oh, no, there we go. Katie Zammit says... I'm interested to see what you think of the new Hobbit movie. What did you think of the other films previously as well? Also, let us know what you got for Christmas. Fingers crossed that my presents apparently arrived in time. What did you... Well, I guess we already talked about this, right? Do you want to just talk about the presents that we got?
Sure.
Okay, so what did you get?
Nothing.
Yeah, okay, no, so last podcast, I was going to ask you about this ages ago.
Right.
Oh my god, dude. Like, honestly, about 60 minutes ago, I was about to ask you this. You were talking about your wife, and you had said you weren't going to buy very much.
Right.
Or said you weren't going to buy anything at all, but it was clearly one of those situations where she was totally going to get you something, and you would have to get her something. So how did that go?
She wanted to get me this couch, but she couldn't get it. So
she wanted to buy you a whole couch.
Yeah. Well, Craigslist it, right, to go pick it up and everything like that. I was like, babe, what are you doing? Don't buy me a couch. Like I still need to rearrange the room properly because we watch a lot of stuff in here. So it'll be like a gift for us mostly, but so we can watch movies. So
this would be a couch for a different room than the living room downstairs.
Yeah, it'll be for my room, so we can actually watch stuff.
Wow, why? That's so weird. Do you believe that South Park did that whole episode? Oh, dude, we never talked on. Did you end up watching those South Park episodes about the Let's Playing and stuff?
Yeah,
we never really talked about that. I thought that those episodes went downhill so quick. But they were talking about the living room dying. What do you think of that?
The living room. I mean, some people still like local games, but I feel like, the living room
here you
has
are trying to get a couch.
Compared, like there's a reason why a lot of things are online mostly, and you still have these games that still cater to having couch buddies. Yeah, they still. But
exist. Even here, you're talking about watching movies in a room on a couch that's not the living room.
Well,
surely, if any room was best for watching movies with your lovely wife, it's the living room.
No, my room. My room has all the gear.
But that's upstairs and stuff.
So what?
So you can't easily go get snacks from the hatch.
Well, that's why you have like your own snack bar upstairs.
Ah, or you get installed one of those lift things for the disabled and elderly. But really,
right.
you get it just for the convenience.
Right.
Yeah.
My wife has played around with that. She was like, "Oh yeah, so when you have an attack, I can put you in this chair."
Oh, dude! So you've even got an excuse.
She tried me. No, she was messing with me, and I was like, "Oh, see, now you clowning. Now you clowning. You trying to tell me I'm an old man." I can walk up these stairs perfectly fine, and I like. Yeah.
Every kid has wanted a slide instead of stairs at some point. Okay.
A slide, the slide down.
Slide, yeah. So if you have like an episode or an attack or whatever, you can slide down. Just go.
I feel like that's an accident waiting to happen.
No. It's fun. You won't break your neck. Or have like a staircase. I always wanted a staircase that was a slide, and you press a button at either end, and it like flips the stairs out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It flattens. Yeah.
Goes through two modes, like you see in old Scooby-Doo episodes and stuff.
What about an escalator? Has anyone have an escalator in their house?
Dude, can you imagine how much power that would take?
A lot, dude.
That would be pretty classy right there.
It would. You can imagine it just
I would have.
Oh man.
I would have fish tanks for walls. Where I used to work in this big office block, they had this like pure glass elevator right in the center of this huge like. It was amazing. If I was gonna have one at my house, I'd have it be glass walls again, but they'd be fish tank walls, and the fish would go up and down with me. And you'd be looking at the world through the fish tanks.
I like fish tank glass. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they'll get dirty and stuff. And
it's a good Christmas present for you then. Can I get you one of those fake fish tanks that have like plastic fish in, but it's got like little batteries
and they all
so
float
like
to the top?
Around. No, and it keeps the water in like turbulence, but you can't see, and so it makes it look like the fish are swimming around.
Yeah, I think
that's good. That's all the entertainment of having fish without having to deal with having fish. It's good.
A little late, but he's still there. He's still there.
Anyway, my presents were mostly small little bits of guff, to be honest, because I'm pretty content. I don't really need very much. But things that I really enjoyed, I actually got a few candles this year. I'm not going to make a point of it. It's not going to be a bit of discussion.
No.
But,
what candles did you get?
Oh, dude, I have a picture of them as well.
Wait a minute, what did you get for Christmas?
No, really, I did. I got like 3 candles for Christmas. I got, my younger brother basically went to Poundland, right? And bought 10 things that cost £1 each. And just sent them out to everyone. So it was like, here, have this. Because none of us have any ideas for each other. Because we've all got money and we know what we want and stuff. So like, my older brother got like a lockpick from him. Not a lockpick, a padlock from him. It's like, there you go, have a padlock, enjoy. Small things like that. I got slipper socks. I got pajamas.
Slipper socks.
Yeah, slipper socks were cool. The pajamas were cool. Pajamas are a bit of a tradition, I guess, for us. We always get pajamas.
Do you wear them?
I bought
you wear pajamas in the house and when you're recording and stuff.
Yeah, I wear pajamas. Dude, I've got so many pajamas.
Like
I'm such a
onesies?
pajama person. No, not like that. They're always 2-piece pajamas.
No.
And in the summer, I don't tend to wear them because I prefer to
let it all hang
sleep
out.
in the buff. Yeah. But for winter, come on, pajamas are amazing. The best things ever. So I don't know. It was pretty relaxed. It was pretty cool.
Let the boys out and breathe.
Did you get your wife a card at least? Did you get each other cards?
Cards? No, we didn't. We just went out and had a good time. Pretty much enjoyed each other's company.
Aww.
And then we came home and watched some movies. Yeah.
There's that Christmas spirit.
Oh, it's good, man. It's good. So especially because we like decorated the stairs and we could like leave it on and stuff. It's pretty cool. With these lights. So you have these lights going all the way down from upstairs.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Okay. You lost me for a second there.
I think I had it in the video actually. You guys can actually see it.
Yeah, you did. That's a good video.
Yeah, man. It shows you everything in my life.
By the way, dude, I feel like you would do... I think you can act. I think there's a certain type of role you can act very well, okay? And it's kind of the, like, sort of awkward-ish guy thing. I reckon you could play into that so well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I would love to
like
one day just do one role, one movie, do, like, amazing, and just never act again. Like, Matt, you should totally act. Nah, man, you know, I leave when everything is... just right, so I could just be this legendary one-time wonder.
Well, that doesn't quite work because then you get called a one-hit wonder. You got to do like 3 really quality things and then never do any more. And then you go out with your integrity.
Right. Heath Ledger though, one-hit wonder, right? I just made
I mean,
he's a one-hit wonder in my mind.
my professional suggestion to you is to cut all of that. For about
I'm gonna go watch
10 minutes.
that night movie he was in. I'm gonna go watch that.
The night movie, yeah.
Yeah, the one in the olden times. He was like a knight, or whatever.
Oh, you're not even being sarcastic. Okay, yeah, all right.
Oh, you thought I was talking about the Dark Knight?
Yes,
that's funny. That's actually pretty. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for enjoying this podcast. Yes, that's right. I'm assuming that you enjoyed this podcast. Happy New Year's
presumptuous
to everyone. And to all
Happy New Year's. This is like the New Year podcast.
Yeah.
Happy 2015, guys.
2015, man.
I hope you stick to your resolutions. We didn't talk about any New Year kind of stuff. Maybe we'll do that next week then, I guess, yeah?
Yeah. Because the year would have started already, right? No. Yeah, it would.
It would have, yeah.
Yeah, so we could talk about all the new stuff that's coming to the channel and stuff, like, because we have, like, all these plans and stuff, right?
Oh, dude, it's insane. It's insane. I know, right? I've got all this fish stuff that I'm buying in. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, you're going to do the Fish plays Pokemon.
Fish plays Guild Wars 2. Yeah, be there or be square 2015.
Yeah. And it would just be a fish AFKing in line. We'll see you guys next time.
Toodle pips.